Good evening and welcome to TV 50's coverage of Green Machine football as Geneseo in Week 8 is at Ottawa Township High School to take on the Pirates. For Geneseo, the Green Machine come in at 7-0 overall, 3-0 in the conference, and Ottawa is 2-5 on the season. They are 2-1 in the conference, tied for Sterling for second place. Geneseo trying to wrap up the conference title tonight with a victory at Ottawa. And this is Lauren Lemke. We got Bob Pettit, and we also brought Zach Mackey along with us tonight for our broadcast from Ottawa. Game time about 1 minute away. Special night here for Geneseo, Bob. They won the conference last season in the Northern Illinois Big 12 West, looking to repeat as conference champions, and the way Geneseo has been playing, they come in here as the favorite.
Well, they've got the tie wrapped up, of course, but they want the outright claim to the title. We're running a little behind tonight because it's senior night for the Ottawa Pirates, and they had to do all their announcements and so forth. But, you know, the weather's good up here in the press box. But downstairs, it's just a little bit cool. A little bit of wind, but not too bad. Should be a good ball game. Hopefully, the Leafs can wrap this one up.
Broadcasting from the high school on, I guess, which is probably the second floor here from the biology classroom. Zach Mackey, welcome into our broadcast. For Geneseo, they are healthy. Ottawa, they've got a few starters out here tonight.
Yeah, Ottawa's got about 4 guys that are sitting out with different injuries throughout their lineup, so that's definitely going to play a factor in this one. A good running back for them. Adam Poundstone is out this week. We're told something with his back, so look for that. But this is definitely an Ottawa team that somehow comes to play whenever conference teams roll in here. They only have 2 wins so far, but they're still playing for a chance to be co-conference champions.
Geneseo last week beat Sterling 30-20. It was the most points given up by this Geneseo defense all season. They've only allowed 42 on the year. They average 33.5 points per game. And for Ottawa, they've given up some points already this season. Defensively, they're allowing 30 points per game. The least points they've given up is 20 points. That was in 2 games, and they beat LaSalle Peru last week 50-20. So we expect Geneseo to be able to move the ball against Ottawa, put some points up on the board here on the road.
Absolutely. This Leafs defense, we've talked about it all season long, though, only letting up 42 points. And a weakness for the Pirates has been their defense, and that's where the Leafs are able to exploit it right here.
We were first surprised by the numbers that Ottawa was rolling up in that Rochelle game. You know, it was kind of a surprise pickoff when they beat Rochelle. Not quite as surprising today, but it was at the time. But they've been rolling up a lot of points ever since.
They rolled up 50 last week. Josh Williams had one of those Madden-type nights, 305 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns against LaSalle Peru last week. And we'll see the Ottawa offense first thing here in this game as they won the coin toss and deferred, so Geneseo is going to kick off to them. And Ryan Ganson has the ball set up on the 40-yard line as we await the opening whistle here to get this game started on a good night for football. Temperature in the 50s. Kind of a light breeze coming out of the west-northwest here as the wind has kind of died down since we started tonight's football. Long kickoff coming down to the 1-yard line, and it will be returned to the 10, out to the 15, and brought down before the 20 by the Geneseo specials teams.
Once again, looked like that 1 foot almost stepped in the end zone, so he was right at the goal line when we received the ball. Didn't quite get it out to the 20. So it's good defensive field position for the Leafs.
Check that defensive lineup. Jacob Yarger gets the start tonight at nose tackle. Grant Pritchard is up there as well, along with Drew Himmelman and Lane Akery. This is a run-first offense for Ottawa, so Geneseo's going to play more of a 4-3 defense to start and try to limit this running game and force Ottawa to throw the football. They start from their own 18-yard line with motion in the backfield. Off to the right side, Geneseo stopping Ottawa for a 2-yard run.
You talked about it up front, though. Jacob Yarger getting that start. He was a guy that had a just fantastic game last week, and he just makes the coaches play you. You got to play when you get play like that.
The offensive linemen for Ottawa stay at the line. They do not huddle, and the backs and receivers come up into the formation on 2nd down and 8. They give it to their tailback, and a burst out over the 25 to about the 26, about 2 yards short of the first down. We'll bring up 3rd down. That was Josh Williams who touched the ball.
We're actually going to give that a good spot back to the 24, a little short of the 25-yard line. So the Leafs have got to be a critical 3rd down coming up here. Jacob Yarger is not the biggest guy, but boy, he just gets quick. Gets to a hole, stops it.
3rd and 3. First down run and more for Williams, as Williams is out to the 34-yard line before he's finally brought down.
And a second back through there, following his lead back through, and linebackers got hit up with that first back, sliding right on off.
If Ryan Pitcher isn't there, though, that's going to be a really big gainer.
Pitra at linebacker along with Justin Scott and Jacob Beath. The secondary, Will Daniels, Cooper Humphreys, Tyler Mackey, and Jordan Shanowski. 1st and 10, out of the gun for Ottawa. Back to Williams with not much daylight there. We'll give him a yard to the 36 as Williams comes into this game with over 800 yards rushing and 9 touchdowns.
You talked about it, averaging 9.1 yards a carry. Phenomenal numbers.
Pritchard Yargering on that thing. I think Scott was also in there.
2 minutes have gone by in a scoreless first quarter from Ottawa. Pirates with the ball, 2nd and 9. Williams sweeps to the left, cuts it upfield, out past the 45, has a first down for the Pirates. Stop at the Ottawa 48-yard line.
Well, they've put a lot of points on the board this season, and they're off to a good start. It looks like they're not an easy team to stop right here. They're moving the football.
Talking with some of this Geneseo coaching staff, that this offense is able to get outside in such a dynamic way, able to break around the outside, and that's something that you got to work on, those ends and those outside guys to keep contained.
Tyler Mackey made that last tackle. Quarterback will keep it. That's Porter. And the senior quarterback for the Pirates, Trent Porter, has a short run of 3 yards to the Geneseo 48.
Not totally full, but it's just a very progressive offense. They're just picking up a little bit here on every down, getting a little seam, making the backers make the tackle. Defensive line is getting a surge, but they're not really getting a stop at the line of scrimmage.
Single back. Porter will hand it off to Williams, and Geneseo stops it for no gain as Justin Scott, junior linebacker, makes the tackle for the Green Machine.
That was a nice defensive play by Justin Scott. The defensive line, just we were talking about, kind of stood up the offensive line. There was a little bit of a seam there, and Justin slipped through, made the tackle for no gain.
And those linebackers have done a fantastic job so far this season at being able to time up the snap with different opponents, being able to break through that line right as that ball is snapped.
3rd and 7. Does Ottawa throw the ball here? Quarterback keeper and a tackle from behind, and that's going to be a face mask, as that was up high by Scott. And Porter went down awkwardly as he got his head snapped back.
It's hard to tell whether that was a face mask or a horse collar. Since he was behind, it would have been hard to reach his face mask. It might have just been a horse collar, but his head did snap, and all the flags came out. There's laundry all over the field.
Personal foul, I believe that's going to be 15 yards. That's a big-time penalty against the Leafs early on here.
Penalty.
Without that horse collar or face mask, he was going to get the first down anyway, but that penalty really tacks it on.
8:35 to play in the first quarter. No score. Ottawa, with the opening drive, they have the ball advanced to the Geneseo 28-yard line on that 15-yard penalty. Williams will line up behind Porter at the tailback position, and Geneseo comes over the line of scrimmage. Justin Scott got a little anxious, and he's going to be called for the 5-yard penalty.
I talked about it earlier, the way these linebackers have done a good job of being able to time it up, but when it doesn't go right, it costs you and it gets this morale down. It's a lot easier to go first down and 5 yards to go now than 1st and 10.
Up-tempo offense here for Ottawa. Again, their linemen stay at the line, and they call the play in the huddle.
Not sure how the linemen know the play.
I'm not sure about that either. It's Williams. He's tackled at the 21. Ryan Pitra makes the stop.
Again, solo tackle by Pitra. These solo tackles, that's always dangerous. You know, when you got the gang tackle, then you know everybody's reading that thing. But when one guy bring them down, it's very dangerous. They're on the verge of breaking at any time. Impressive drive by Ottawa. You got to tip your hat just a little bit. Leafs are really going to have to stiffle up because it's in the red zone.
2nd down and 3. Long count Handoff, Williams, and it's Beath who comes in low and gets him at the ankles. Williams gets a couple more yards out of it, and he stopped at the Geneseo 19, setting up a 3rd and short.
This is very close to first down. Actually, the Leafs got a favorable spot on that. It looked like he was going to be very close, and they're about 2 feet away, almost a yard.
Clock is running, 7:05 to play in a scoreless first quarter.
Several third down situations on this drive, and the Ottawa at this point is converted on all.
Geneseo moving defensively, and that draws the right tackle to move for Ottawa, and that's a costly 5-yard penalty.
The defensive line coaches talk about stemming a little bit, showing your position, then shifting to your actual position where you will start the play. And there, when Grant Pritchard shifts over, causes the lineman to jump.
That happened to Sterling a couple times last week, and almost the same situation. They had a 3rd and 1, and there might have been a 4th and 1, and had a 5-yard penalty just on a false start. That'll back the football to the Geneseo 24-yard line, makes it 3rd and 6. 3 down linemen for Geneseo. Williams off right tackle, breaks a tackle at the 18 to the 15, cuts it back to the 10, and he's down to the 7-yard line.
Well, Ottawa's missing some football players this week, but they still got some good ones on the field because they are making the Geneseo defense work really hard, and they got the better of us at this point.
Ottawa's had the football for 5.5 minutes, 6:26 to play. No score in this first quarter. Opening drive, Ottawa starting from their own 18-yard line. They have it all the way down to the Geneseo 7. It's 1st and goal.
This Geneseo team coming in with the #1 ranking in 5A, out just this week. These guys, sometimes you get a little antsy. You got to calm down here and play like you've been playing.
Quarterback keeper down to the 5-yard line. Tyler Mackey and Will Daniels setting the edge there and making the stop.
Mackey grabbing him low, Daniels hitting him high, tries to keep that momentum from picking up those extra yards. Every foot is tough down here inside the 5-yard line.
Leafs have come up so far this season with a couple of good stops inside the 10-yard line. Another good time for this defense to shine.
Ottawa breaks the huddle. Strong formation to the right side. And a whistle before the snap of the ball, and somebody's offsides, and they're calling it on Geneseo. That's going to go half the distance to the goal, and Ottawa's going to have it 2nd and goal from about the 2.5-yard line.
That's a tough call because they had to be lined up. There was no movement that I saw. They must have been lined up offsides, and well, that's a tough situation down there because you don't want to give up 2.5 yards when you only got 5 to go. I don't know how that works either, Zach, how the linemen know the play, other than they must just have to block somebody, but there's got to be some signal as they get up there.
2nd and goal from the 3. Penalty flag thrown as Ottawa lines up.
Yep.
And that stops the clock with 5:08 to play in the first quarter. No score from Ottawa.
And it was that shift again.
Same thing.
That defensive shift got the Pirates to jump off.
And that is really big. 2.5-yard line and 7.5-yard line is a big difference at 2nd down.
So Geneseo's penalty results in a 2.5-yard gain in advance for Ottawa, and we get 5 yards back going the other way on their penalty. That one in favor of Geneseo. It's still 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line for the Pirates. They snap the ball. Williams crashing up the middle, stopped at the 5-yard line by about 3 or 4 Green Machiners, including Grant Pritchard.
Could be interesting if the Leafs can get a hold here on 3rd down again. See what happens. It'll cause Ottawa to make a decision on field goal or go for it.
So far from this Ottawa offense, we've seen a lot of unbalanced lines. They're going strong towards the right side quite a bit here, as it looks like they will again, trying to throw off this defense.
3rd and goal from the 5. Quarterback keeper Porter down to the 3, and that's it. He's driven back by Jacob Yarger, and Grant Pritchard was down there again making the tackle.
They're going to spot him at the 4, which is, again, a nice stop for the Leafs, only a 1-yard gain. And this is a big 4th down call right here for Ottawa.
8-minute drive for the Pirates. They have it 4th down and 4. Goal to go here against this Geneseo Green Machine defense. Geneseo trying to keep them off the board and get the football for the first time.
They have no intention to settle for 3 here. They're going to try to get the TD.
This is a big-time stop for this Geneseo defense. Make a statement right now.
Empty backfield. Porter in the gun. Hands it off. Williams sweeping to the left and dives. He gets into the end zone. No call yet. Now they signal it. It is a touchdown for Ottawa. The Pirates score on the opening drive here at home for the Pirates as they go 82 yards and took over 8 minutes off this first quarter clock.
Gutsy call on 4th down. It looked like they were keying on the quarterback. A couple guys went for the quarterback thinking he was going to keep it. Left that left side open.
Coach Johnson said this is not your normal 2-5 team, and we've seen it right here, putting together a very solid drive against a very good Geneseo defense.
They will go for 2. Their senior kicker is out for the season. And they run Williams up the middle for the 2-point conversion. And it's good. Ottawa is out on top of Geneseo. 8-0 with 3:39 to play in the first quarter. Most of that scoring drive by Ottawa was from Williams. And their quarterback Porter also had some runs on that play. But Geneseo's going to have to find a way to stop Josh Williams, number 21.
Yeah, he's a real good senior on this team. It's a pretty much, I'd say, a lot of juniors on this team, and we go up and down this. But Williams, he's coming off a really big game against LP, so carrying that momentum in.
15-play scoring drive for the Ottawa Pirates to open things up here tonight. Covered 82 yards, 8 minutes and 21 seconds, and it's again Josh Williams with the touchdown run and the 2-point conversion by Williams as well. So Geneseo down 8-0. I think that's the first time they've been behind since they gave up that early touchdown to Dunlap. So we'll see how the Geneseo offense responds here, down 8-0.
Pretty sure you're right, Lauren. And this Ottawa team started slow this year, and they've been gaining some momentum. Those young guys apparently are learning how to play football. And, you know, that was an impressive drive. The Leafs are going to have to counter here because he surely don't want to get let the momentum of the Ottawa Pirates go on for much longer.
And we'll see how this Ottawa defense responds. Like we said earlier, they've been letting up a lot of points on the scoreboard.
Ready to restart the game. Devin Haxby and Joey Medina back deep for Geneseo. It's a short kick coming down to Connor Welch at the 25. He's over to 30. And Welch is tackled at the 33-yard line. So here comes that Geneseo offense, averaging 33.5 points per game. Balanced running attack last week between Lane Akery, Ryan Pitra, and Joey Medina, that senior backfield. And then you mix in the passing from Greg Rusk, and Drew Himmelman's been his favorite target this season. But they've also thrown a few times to the running backs, which got to keep this defense on their toes.
The wind is at their back, blowing rather briskly right now, so if the Leafs want to throw it, it'd be the first and third quarters.
Pitcher goes in motion. He gets the call, cuts it back to the right, and turns upfield. Stopped at the 37-yard line. We'll give him 4 yards on that play.
And there's not a lot of time left in the first quarter. That was a time-consuming drive. 3 minutes and 19 seconds left to go here in the first quarter.
That offensive line for Geneseo, the center is Jacob Beath. The senior guards are Carson Krause and Zach Shefsky. Jacob Van Dorn and Sam Thomas at the tackles. Medina coming to the left side, sweeping around, has a Geneseo first down as he gets the football out to the 45-yard line.
You saw Pitra with the first carry, now Medina. This Geneseo backfield is able to split the carries between 3 very good backs.
Ottawa comes in here averaging over 200 yards on the ground defensively. Geneseo is averaging over 260 yards running the football. They almost had 300 yards rushing last week.
Ottawa has played Geneseo every year for so long that they're definitely keen on the fullback, and he did not carry the football yet.
Pitra takes the pitch to the right, cuts it back, and is tackled at midfield. A 5-yard run for Ryan Pitra. Geneseo's had Ottawa's number here. I think the last 11 years, Geneseo's won 10 of those games, and Ottawa winning, 2 years ago, when they had a really good football team.
Yeah, they had a really good back in Michael Hermosillo that year. And I believe that was the year they came out in the baby blue jerseys, we were saying.
That is correct, and that was a painful loss, no doubt about that.
2nd and 5, 2:12 to play in the first quarter. Geneseo trailing 8-0, but it's the first time Geneseo has touched the football. It's a first down run up the middle. Somersaulting out there is Cole Hunzacker, number 37, who's in at fullback. So we'll see what, I don't know if Lane Akery had started tonight's game. I missed the first couple plays from the fullback. But we'll check and see if he's in tonight offensively. It's Hunzacker right now, who's in a lineup at
Jake
fullback.
Yarger was in that spot defensively, so he did not start on the defensive unit.
Movement up front by Ottawa. Looks like that'll be called for offsides. And
that's not the case. They're going to call that one on Geneseo. Well,
okay.
There seems to be some confusion. One official was going one way and the other going another, but it looks like unfortunately, the gentleman that's calling against Geneseo is going to be the victor.
One thing to comment on is already the penalties that the Leafs have already given up. They've racked up these penalty yards already early on in the first.
8 or 9 penalties last week against Sterling. We're down to 1:30 to play in the first quarter. 5-yard penalty makes it 1st and 15. Medina sweeps to the left. Gets a block out front by Hunzacker and Pitra and takes it to the Ottawa 44-yard line. 2nd and 11.
Cole Hunzacker has done a great job as a junior. He was called upon in a couple of those other contests and came in without skipping a beat. I know Lane Akery has had some ankle issues they've been monitoring throughout the week, so that could be a reason why they decided to give Hunzacker the call early.
Josh Beard's in a split out wide to the right with Medina lined up on the wing to that side. 2nd and 11. Second back, it's Medina, breaks a tackle and gets inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line of Ottawa with 40 seconds to play in the first quarter. The Pirates lead the Green Machine 8-0.
This is in Ottawa territory. It's at the 39-yard line, but it's a big third down. It's 3rd and about 7, and you know they are in a position where they could go for it on 4th down, but the Leafs typically really want to get this on 3rd down right here and avoid that big decision.
Football at the Ottawa 39, 3rd and 7 for the Green Machine as they come up to the line of scrimmage with 10 seconds to play in the first quarter. Double wing set, double tight. Pitcher down the line in motion. Rusk rolls to his right, sets up, throws a deep ball to Himmelman downfield. It's tipped and deflected, incomplete. Double coverage for the Pirates as the first quarter comes to a close.
Fantastic play right there by number 16, Kyle Green, going up after it at its highest point, getting a hand on it when Himmelman had Himmelman behind him.
We've come to the end of the first quarter. It's Ottawa 8, Geneseo 0.
This TV50 telecast is sponsored in part by Hazelwood Homes, Geneseo Dairy Queen, Eric Henderson and Greg Anderson of Country Financial, Turpins of Geneseo, Geneseo Telephone Company, Central Bank, B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, Snap Fitness, Vandemore Funeral Homes, Holland & Sons, Northside Rexall Drug, Hammond Henry Hospital, ProTech Auto Body, Village Home Stores, Liberty Village, Farmers National Bank. Please patronize these sponsors and let them know you appreciate their support of this TV50 telecast.
Welcome back to the second quarter from Ottawa High School. Lauren Lemke, Zach Mackey, Bob Pettit. We're in the Geneseo has the football, 4th down and 7, and they will have to punt the football back to Ottawa as the Green Machine trailing the Pirates 8-0.
Well, this doesn't look like a team with 5 losses, the Ottawa Pirates. It doesn't look like a team giving up 30-some points a game either. They're playing good football right now on both sides of the ball. And the Leafs are going to have to change things around a little bit. They're going to definitely have to get a stop after this punt.
The interesting part is the ball was at the 39 on the other side of the field. Our statistician is telling us, and it's moved to the 41.
We lost 2 yards there on the change of quarter. Punt by Rusk. Nice roll as it goes inside the 15, down to 11. Would have been at the 9, but that's where Ottawa starts. Second time tonight, they went on an 82-yard scoring drive that took 15 plays in over 8 minutes.
So, Zach, you're saying the officials are not perfect? It's kind of a tough blow. It's kind of hard for me to believe that they could make a mistake. But Willis got it right on the head. That was on the 39-yard line. They spotted on the 41. Oh, well.
Too bad we're not on the same floor as the coaching staff. We could have alerted them of that play. 1st and 10. Williams breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and he's free to the 15 before the secondary has to come up and finally make the tackle.
Justin Scott and Jordan Shanowski had to make the stop from the backside. Once again, Ottawa driving hard. Broke a tackle, as you mentioned, at the line of scrimmage. We're going to have to make sure we wrap at the line of scrimmage, not give them that extra effort, because they're working hard for that extra effort.
Different look here for Geneseo. Ryan Hartsock is in. Pritchard and Himmelman up on the defensive line. Geneseo going with a kind of a quicker lineup as Porter keeps it himself.
Nice.
He's caught in the backfield, and there's a loss on the play.
Looked like Ryan Pitcher in the backfield got him by the ankles.
Yeah, and you get that quicker line in there, and that's whenever you're able to seal that corner a little bit more, make them run up the middle into the bread and butter of this Geneseo defense.
Now, they couldn't get a stop on 3rd down. They had several 3rd down opportunities on that last drive by Ottawa, and they need a stop right here. This is absolutely essential.
10:40 to play in the second quarter. Ottawa 8, Geneseo 0. 3rd and 8 for the Pirates from their own 13-yard line. And a short run to about the 15, and that's it. The Pirates tried a little trickery in the backfield with some motion, and Geneseo did not fall for that Tom Brady type fake.
Mr. Grant Pritchard at the bottom of that pile again. He was not going to let anything go up the middle.
A little different kind of fake, like it went over their head or something, like they were running after a ball, but Geneseo defense keeping in their gaps there and bringing them down.
Good series there for the defense, allowing just 4 yards on those 3 plays by the Pirates, and they'll have to punt from their own goal line. Devin Haxby and Quinn Singbush standing near the 50. High snap, a floater back to the punter, who sends it down to Singbush. He'll catch it at the 49. Slips, gets his footing. They said his knee was down. I don't know about that. Did you have a chance to really see that, Bob? I know the turf just disintegrated under his feet.
Yeah, the turf disintegrated, and the coaching staff did not agree with that at all. It looks like they're a little bit disgusted, but once that whistle blows, there's no argument. Nobody's going to change their mind. It's dead.
Yeah, it didn't look to me as if the knee even came that close to making contact with the ground, but like you said, as soon as they blow it, it's dead. There's no keep going there.
Geneseo's going to take over from, they got good field position in their own 48 with 9:45 to play before halftime here in Ottawa. They're down 8-0. Hunzacker takes the play fake. They give it to Pitcher coming around the right end. He's going to cut it back inside to about the right hash. Gets to the Ottawa 48. It's a 4-yard run for senior Ryan Pitra.
The Leafs are taking that ball wide, and the defensive end is really pushing it deep on each and every play. Actually, we're very fortunate to come up and get 4 or 5 yards out of that play, as deep as that defensive end. They're not getting a lot of fill after that play goes deep. That goes in the Leafs' favor because they are picking up some yardage, but the defensive ends are doing a great job of pushing that play back.
Yeah, and right there coming up, making the play go out was Bryce Belia, one of the guys we didn't know was questionable for today's game, getting the start.
Medina takes the handoff, and he's tackled for about a 1-yard gain to the Ottawa 47, and there's a flag after the play.
Somebody didn't look like a swing, but somebody must have said a magic word. Looks like it's going to go against Ottawa.
We'll wait the call here.
Oh, it's not good.
Personal foul, and it's against Geneseo. So the flags haven't been in favor of Geneseo here.
And right there, not a good play. I know you're not happy with what happens there, but you just got to keep your composure out there. And Coach Johnson not happy with it. He pulls the players out right away and gets a new guy in there. He won't stand for it.
15-yard penalty, and now it's 3rd down.
It's very confusing because the official pointed the other direction, and then they changed their mind. It's about the 3rd time that's happened this game.
3rd and 20. Rusk will complete the pass to Pitra for a little gain. Runs out of bounds along the Geneseo sideline at the 41, and we'll have to see the punt team come onto the field for Geneseo. 2 possessions and now 2 punts for this Geneseo offense, trailing 8-0, 8:41 to play in the 2nd quarter, and the Pirates will get the ball back.
The bad part about that unsportsmanlike is they lose the down and the distance, and it was pretty much devastating here because they had good field position and they just completely went the wrong direction.
Greg Rusk, who comes in here averaging about 34 yards per punt, will kick it from the 32, sends this one over to the sideline, the far sideline. It's a fair catch made at the 31.
Nice punt there by Greg Rusk.
A 3-and-out last time for the Pirates with 8:35 to play in the 2nd quarter. Geneseo trying to do the same thing and keep them from a first down and get the ball back here, trailing by 8.
And this Geneseo team just trying to go back to their identity right now. They gotta get back into their rhythm. They let up an early touchdown to the Pirates, and this offense hasn't been able to move the ball like they'd like to against a 2-5 team.
3 down linemen for Geneseo as they crowded the box. Williams trying to get to the outside. He'll turn it upfield and has a nice run out of that. Slippery to the 36 with a 3-yard run.
Williams does a great job. You saw right there the Pirates pulled the tackle and the guard, I believe, over to the left side, and Williams just hides behind those guys. He's able to get off, just keep fighting, keeping his head down, and he's slippery, like you said, for this Geneseo defense.
5'6", 172 is what he's listed at, and yeah, there's some big linemen up there for Ottawa, and Geneseo not able to find him. 2nd and 7. Pass is deflected and knocked down by Justin Scott. That hit him almost right in the face mask.
Ball, it was in the air for just a while. Grant Pritchard was after it, but it just it went to the turf. It's going to be 3rd and about 8 or 7 or 8. And again, Leafs on the verge of a stop if they can hold here.
Incomplete pass stops the clock. 7:59 to play in the first half. Ottawa 8, Geneseo 0. Kind of surprised by that call. We're running the ball so effectively. They tried to surprise Geneseo, I guess, with that pass, and Geneseo was ready for it. Now it's a 3rd and 7. Geneseo crowding the box with 8 guys up. Trying to sweep it with Williams with room to run. And pushed out of bounds by Shanowski and preventing a first down as he stopped at the 39, about 3 yards short of the first down.
Nice job by Jordan getting off that open field block right there, and even if he wasn't quite able to grab him by the ankles, able to slow him down and get him out of bounds to get the big 4th down.
You're 2 and 5, you're up 8-0, a 4th and 3 from your own 39, and finally they make the decision. They thought about it.
He thought about it for a long time. It looked like he was going to go for it on 4th and 3 in their own territory, but now they got to lead. That'd be something if you're behind or if you just got nothing to lose. But they got a lot to gain here. They got a conference championship tie possibility, and they're up 7-0. They don't want to do anything stupid.
And they better hurry up, as that official back there is counting. They just get it off.
Here's the punt from Ottawa. It's going to go to Haxby. He's the lone return man back at the 25. Haxby's got room to run to the 35 and tripped up at the 38. And Geneseo and Ottawa starting to mix things up out there after the play.
Had a couple of blockers out there, and the only man that had a chance to catch him at that point was the Ottawa defender, and he got through, made the solo tackle. Looked like Haxby might pick up a little more yards if he could just get by that one man.
Like to see this Geneseo offense get things rolling. They haven't really been able to put a drive together so far.
Hunzacker in the backfield at the fullback position. He gets the football. Comes up the middle behind Jacob Beath and has it out past the 40 to about the 42. It's a 3-yard run, 2nd and 7.
they've had good field position in each of their possessions. They just haven't been able to move the football. And as you mentioned earlier, the penalties have just been really, really tough because it is very hard to get that big yardage after a long penalty.
Yeah, 2 penalties on both possessions have kind of killed the drives here for Geneseo. 7:15 to play in the first half. We're in the second quarter, 8-0 Ottawa. Green Machine with the football, 2nd and 7 from their own 43-yard line. Give it back to Hunsaker. He's got room to run out past the 50 to the Ottawa 49. It's a first down for the Green Machine.
You got to like the way the junior runs, head down. He's very quick in that fullback position, but he's still able to lay down a hit if he needs to. He
starts low and stays low and just keeps driving the legs. That's what the Green Machine fullback always has to do.
Hunsaker 5'7", 165, had over 100 yards rushing coming into this game, a 4-yard average and 1 touchdown, and gives Geneseo first down on that run. Josh Beard split to the right. Medina in motion down the line to the left. It's coming back to Pitra off the right tackle. Pitra to the 43 right in front of us. 2nd down and 6.
They're back to good, solid Maple Leaf football here. Just avoid the penalties, and they're going to be able to drive this football down there. Don't put the ball on the ground and avoid the penalties, and they are going to drive this thing. You can see it.
Again, Ottawa's given up 30 points per game and no fewer than 20 points in a game this season. 2nd and 7. Hunsaker. Close to another Geneseo first down to the 39 as he drives the legs up the middle.
That's going to be very close.
And a thing to note that...
Oh, my goodness. What a spot.
It's going to be short of the first down. They mark it right at the 39. We need to get to the 38.5-yard line. So it's 3rd and 1.
It's about 1.5 foot short. And that was not a good spot. But they're pretty consistent of giving short spots. They were when Ottawa was driving also.
3rd and 1. Hunsaker first down and more to the 35, down to the 33. And they'll stop the clock to move the chains. 5:31 to play before halftime. Geneseo down by 8.
This is a good Geneseo drive that we're used to seeing, getting 6-5 yards a carry, and just keep pounding it right now at the Pirates.
It's like Cole Hunsaker's getting more comfortable out there.
And the offensive line is getting a nice surge now, blowing a nice hole, and they're going to have to make their tackles with their backers because the linemen are not going to come into play.
Medina off the left side to the 20. Another first down for Geneseo as he is finally brought down at the 18.
Once again, offensive line hooked their guys in, and we were complimenting their defensive end play of Ottawa, and he did the opposite that time, got sucked in, and there was a lot of running room out there for Medina.
Yeah, and when you do, it really hurts. Those outside plays, when you can get outside that end, you can really see some green.
15-yard run for Medina, biggest play of the night for Geneseo. They're in the red zone at the 18 of Ottawa. Pitra with a penalty flag thrown, takes the carry and is stopped at the 10.
Could be a legal shift almost in that area.
I don't know.
Linesman on this side, on the Ottawa sideline, threw the flag, and he talked to the Ottawa coaching staff and then comes out, talks to the referee. Looks like it's going to be against Geneseo. False start. Or legal formation is what he said?
Legal formation.
Oh, Geneseo has 3 formations, so.
One of the 3 is illegal, apparently.
All right, well, somebody didn't line up correctly. That's a 5-yard penalty and takes away a 8-yard run by Pitra and puts the ball back to the 23-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15. Larry Johnson wants an explanation on that.
Coach Johnson still has not heard from an official yet what they did illegal.
Again, it was the official on this sideline that threw the flag and not the one by the Geneseo sideline.
These guys are just plain flag happy. And it's both ways. There's been penalties on this thing, and they just love throwing that laundry out there.
Coach Johnson told that official, "Can I get an explanation?" He threw his hands up in the air. I don't know. It's the guy on that side's call.
1st and 15. Hunsaker, Geneseo fullback to the 19, gets most of those penalty yards back as we see the clock run down to 5:25 to play in the first half of football. Ottawa leading 8-0 as they scored on the opening drive tonight. Geneseo moving the ball in the red zone now. Still no explanation over there, right, Zach?
And that is
frustrating as a coach.
Poor officiating when they won't tell you what you did wrong when they're throwing flags. 2nd
and 11. Geneseo lines up with Medina and Hunzacker in the backfield, and Ottawa moved up front. Did Geneseo move first? And another false start penalty on Geneseo. So puts it back to the 24. It's 2nd down and 16.
Geneseo is already averaging 50 penalty yards per game, which is too many for a team that that wants to go far in this playoffs and want to really make a run. And they're getting close to that here in the first half in this contest.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a penalty on every offensive drive, and again, those are tough to overcome.
Yeah, they've had a couple really big ones, so they probably are over 50 by now, and it's kind of one after another.
Alex Disher splits to the left, and now a timeout taken by Ottawa. I thought we were going to have another flag.
The same guy that threw them back to back.
That'll give Geneseo a chance to talk about these next 2 plays they want to run. 3:31 to play in the first half. Ottawa leading Geneseo 8-0. This is a battle for first place in the conference. Geneseo 3-0 overall, 7-0 overall on the season, 3-0 in the conference.
And we just checked with our statistician here, Will Sangle, and it's 7 penalties so far for 52 yards in the first half still. Not ideal.
The wisest people in sports will tell you that the best officials are the ones you don't notice. Really good officials are ones that, you know, they do such a nice job, you really don't notice. Now, we went through the first 6 ball games of this year, you know, really not even talking about officials, and all of a sudden these last 2 weeks, wow, they have come to the forefront. You know, anytime an official wants to be the centerpiece of a ball game, it's not what their job is, not at all.
Ruska has tried, he's thrown 2 passes tonight, completed 1 out of 2. They're in a long situation here, and Rusk will roll to the left to set up and throw. Looking downfield, gets the pass out. It's complete to Ryan Pitra at the 15, and he's going to be 6 yards short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down coming up for the Green Machine.
I've been very impressed with this Ottawa secondary, doing a great job at staying in tight with these Geneseo split out wide receiver tight end types.
That was a nice pickup, though. They picked up almost 10. Did they? Is that correct? About 9 on that play.
Right.
You know, get that back in pieces. They're in 4-down territory, so they technically have 2 yards to pick up, 2 downs to pick up the 6.
Handed off Medina up the middle. Medina still finding.
He's got it. Yep.
His way to the 5-yard line, backed his way up, broke a tackle, and is stopped just short of the 5-yard line. That is a Geneseo first down. They'll have it 1st and goal.
And believe it or not, there are no yellow flags on the field. They are going to move the chains.
5-minute drive so far for Geneseo that started from their own 39. They have it 1st and goal just outside the 5-yard line. 2:40 to play in the first half. Geneseo looking for the equalizer here. Medina on the wing to the right. Football on the left hash. Pitra coming to his right. Turns it back inside and is stopped at the 4. Clock is running.
This is tough yardage right here. There was nothing there, nothing at the line of scrimmage. Pitcher just had to dance, try to pick up what he could.
This has been another one of those long drives by the Leafs. Ottawa had one. It resulted in a touchdown, and now the Leafs putting together their own.
Ottawa was at this point, and they ended up with 4th and 6 and had to score on a 6-yard touchdown from 6-yard line.
Double tight formation. 2nd and goal. 2nd back. Pitra, he has a crease, and he's in for the touchdown. Ryan Pitra from 5 yards out makes it 8-6. Ottawa. 10th caller to La Roma Pizza. Every time Geneseo scores a touchdown, you win a free large 2-topping pizza. Live broadcast viewers and listeners only. 1 winner per season and must redeem within 1 week. La Roma Pizza, 944-6171.
They definitely needed that here as the first half is really clock ticking down. 1 minute and 48 seconds left. They didn't want to go into halftime with a 0 on the board against a team that gives up 30-some points a game.
Geneseo's going to try to tie this game and go for the 2-point conversion. I'm trying to think, we've gone for 2. I don't think we have this year.
No.
Pass to Himmelman in the back corner, the fade pass, and led him too long and out of bounds. Incomplete, so Ottawa still has the lead, 8-6 on the failed two-point conversion.
Yeah, and that's a really hard play to get. When you get it on, it's something magical, but to get that quarterback and receiver hookup like the Leafs have tried. They tried it a lot last year, and we finally saw it in that state championship game, but right there just led them a little bit too much.
Himmelman was actually backpedaling just a little, and it was really hard for him to get back to get that. If he had still had a shoulder turn running downfield, he probably could have ran under that.
Check the scoring drive for Geneseo. 11 plays. They had a couple of penalties that they overcame. They went 61 yards, 5 minutes and 55 seconds. It's a 4-yard touchdown run for Ryan Pitra. He now has 12 touchdown runs on the season. And again, Geneseo goes for 2 to try to tie it, and that conversion did fail. It's 8-6 Ottawa.
Yeah,
still a good call to go for 2 when you're down in that situation, because they're not going to go for 1.
Yeah,
got to play the game that they're playing.
Especially, we heard from some Ottawa people. Their kicker Tristan Kuha was injured earlier on in the year, so they've said from then on out they've gone for 2 every time. So if we see another score by the Pirates, that point after touchdown becomes that much more important.
Their kicker, I guess, is the soccer player, too. He's a 4-year starter on this football team as the kicker, and he was hurt playing in soccer. Ryan Ganson, who also plays soccer, is going to kick off for Geneseo. Sends it up high. It hits the turf, gets loose. The ball is on the field. It's a free-for-all, and Geneseo's going to recover at the 19-yard line. It's Quinn Singbush who hustles down and falls on the football.
Everybody on Ottawa thought somebody else was going to get that ball. The short guys went and let it go over their head, and the long guy come up to I don't know to set a block, but it was just wide open. There was nobody with a red jersey after that ball.
Yeah, you said it. It seemed as if they were afraid to go after the ball. Nobody even in the area. Quinn kind of jumped on it right away, not even knowing if it was a live ball or what.
Geneseo in the red zone at the 19. Double wing, double tight. Russ going for the pass. Rolls to his left. He's got Himmelman in the end zone. Floats it up, and it is batted away. Incomplete.
One thing this Ottawa defense has done is they have tried to take Drew Himmelman out of the contest whenever they go into those passing sets, playing double tight, getting 2 guys on him whenever they can.
He was well covered. That ball was just a little bit short. If we could combine those last 2 passes, you'd have a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, because one just 1 step long, and this one's about a step short.
Safety for Ottawa is Jake Less, who broke that pass up. He's listed at 6'2". He looks a little bit taller than that. Geneseo, a 2nd and 10 from the Ottawa 19. Down by 2 with 1:38 to play in the first. It's Rusk rolling to his left, throwing a Spyro off the hands of Alex Disher in the back of the end zone. Incomplete.
Well, the people who always wanted the Maple Leafs to throw the football are happy right now. They're throwing the football. It's kind of a tough situation. They got the ball with 1:48 seconds left to go on the 19-yard line, and really we're trying to strike quick, but now it's 3rd and 10.
Be looking for maybe a jet, try to run something out wide over to the left side.
Seen Ryan Pitra catch a couple passes by the sideline of 5 or 6 yard pass plays and a set up pretty good field goal try for Geneseo. It's 3rd and 10, same play. Rusk Rose left, dumps it down, incomplete over the head of Pitra at the 10-yard line. Josh Beard was in the pass pattern 2 over there, and we'll see if Geneseo decides to kick the field goal here and take the lead, or if they go for it on 4th and 10 from the Ottawa 19.
This is one of the first times we've seen Geneseo's passing game really struggle, and it seems like the Leafs aren't able to decide, are they going for it or not? The field goal team started running out. Now they've been called back.
Well, the wind is in their face. There's a little bit of a crosswind kind of in favor of the it'll push it towards the goal because it's on the right hash mark, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. 3 points here would be a big boost when you're down by 2.
36-yard field goal attempt coming up from senior Ryan Ganson. He's 2 for 3 on the season, as long as 44 yards. Disher's going to spot it at the 26. Beard with the snap. Kick is on its way, spinning end over end, and comes up short. Again into that wind. Tough kick there, and Ottawa holds Geneseo at their own 19-yard line. They'll take over with 1:20 to play in the first half.
And you forget how much force that wind has. It just really killed that ball when it got up there high.
So Geneseo can't take advantage of that kick that they recovered by Quinn Singbush at the 19. 3 plays, 3 incomplete passes, and a missed field goal gives Ottawa the ball back.
Not only did they not take advantage of it, they only ran off 28 seconds off the clock, and there's a minute and 20 seconds for Ottawa to do what they want to do.
Pirates pitch it to Williams, coming out of bounds at the 23-yard line, runs out along the Geneseo sideline, stops the clock with 1 minute and 15 seconds to play in the first half.
The Leafs have got to get some things going if they want to play like that #1 team in 5A. They're not showing it right now in this first half. They've struggled offensively and they've struggled defensively early on, letting up that big drive that Ottawa was able to go down the field. One thing that this Leafs coaching staff and these Leafs are so good at is forgetting the first half and going into halftime, making their adjustments and coming out as a new team.
They have to have a stop here with 1 minute and 15 seconds left to go, though.
2nd and 6. Williams is tackled in the backfield, lunges forward for about a yard, and I think we got a whistle. Geneseo's going to call a timeout. I think they still have 2 left. Williams out to about the 26-yard line. It's a 3rd and 5 and stops the clock with 1:09 to play in the first half. Ottawa 8, Geneseo 6. We know Geneseo hasn't been behind at halftime all season.
Yeah, a different spot for this Leaf team to go into halftime, but sometimes you need some of those wake-up calls. Got to look in the mirror and get things going now and kick it into gear coming out in the second half. But they got a shot right here. If they can stop them 2 downs around, they'd have a little under a minute to go quite a ways, but they can definitely do it.
This is a huge 3rd and 4, though. They absolutely have to get this stop. After they called the timeout, they're showing confidence that they're going to, but they really need to finish this thing off right here, get the stop, get the football back, and take in a couple more shots.
Ottawa coming out straight to the football from the sideline. They'll line it up, 3rd down. It's a long 4. 3 down linemen for Geneseo. Empty backfield. Quarterback takes the snap. Porter comes up field and is going to be stopped short of the first down, well short at the 28. Geneseo is going to call another timeout and stop the clock with 1:03 to play in the first half.
Jacob Beeth came flying right on up there, not letting anybody get on that outside edge. Good job at filling that gap.
They're going to send the punt crew on earlier this time. They're not going to make everybody in the stadium wait unless they change their mind. It's 3rd and only about 1.5 yards. It's a very short 2 yards.
Geneseo's going to get the football back for the 3rd time in less than a minute.
It wouldn't be a shocking call to see them go for this. It really wouldn't. It's short yardage, and they've been very successful running the football.
They thought about it hard last time, similar situation. I think they were a little bit farther downfield, maybe around the 39.
It seems as if they're thinking about it right now, kind of everyone looking at the head coach, trying to decide what's going to be done.
They've got the offense and the punt team out there. And now
one of the teams are going off.
One of the teams is walking off.
I think they're going for it. They're bringing out the offense on 4th down.
And you see
and 2.
Ottawa's head coach with his hands above his head. He doesn't know, did he make a good decision or did he mess up?
Ball at the Ottawa 28-yard line with 1:03 to play.
Don't jump. Don't jump.
And Williams goes in motion, resets. Long count by Ottawa. And now what are they going to do? They're going to take a timeout. So they're trying to draw Geneseo offside. Geneseo's jumped a couple times already in this first half. And I think Williams was supposed to go in motion and try to draw him off, and that didn't work.
Now the punt crew comes on out, and we're going to assume the other team's going to pull off this time. But that's not a bad idea. It's worth a shot. You got a timeout. If it doesn't work, you just call your timeout, kick the ball away.
Grant Pritchard lucky he made a little bit of a movement, but not far enough to get over that line. No call by the officials.
And now Geneseo will send Devin Haxby and Quinn Singbush. They'll stand around the 40-yard line. Singbush has had 1 return tonight. This is for Ottawa. their third punt. High kick coming over here by Haxby, hits at the 40 and goes out of bounds at the 40-yard line. 55 seconds to play. Geneseo has one timeout, and they trail 8-6 in this first half. Going into the wind. Out of the west-northwest here, Geneseo heading to the west.
Haven't had that big play on the ground for a while. Certainly not tonight. It's possible. You know, they obviously Ottawa's going to be looking for the ball in the air. Something on the ground might pick up some big yardage here.
Biggest play so far was by Joey Medina in 15 yards. This Geneseo offense is used to those big plays.
Medina sweeps to the left, gets a block. Medina to the 45.
Trying to get outside, but he could not get out of bounds. And the Leafs do not have a timeout left. I don't believe, do they? Are they out?
They may have one left.
They have one left.
But they'll let the clock run down to 38 seconds, and now they call a timeout here as they let a few seconds run off the board, and will use their last timeout of the first half, and 37 seconds is where the clock is stopped at.
And once again, anything in the middle of the field, running the ball or passing the middle of the field, there's a good chance that they're not going to get much done with 37 seconds left and no timeout, so they're going to have to get to the sidelines.
So Geneseo, besides giving up that first scoring drive to Ottawa, I don't know if the Pirates have had another first down since that point. Maybe one. They've had 3 punts since that touchdown. Geneseo has the 1 touchdown drive, about 6-minute drive in the second quarter. The 2-point conversion was not successful, and that's where we stand right now, 8-6. Geneseo looking to move the ball downfield in the last 37 seconds of the second quarter. Rusk takes the snap, rolls right. The left-hander throws. Pitcher makes the catch at the 40, to the 30, cuts it back at the 20, the 15, pitcher to the 10, the 5, touchdown!
Nice little wheel route right there on the right side. Wide open was Pitra.
10th caller, La Roma Pizza. Every time Geneseo scores a touchdown and win a free large 2-topping pizza. Live listeners only, 1 winner per season and must redeem within 1 week. La Roma Pizza, 944-6171.
Pitcher had 2 would-be tacklers, and he had 2 choices. He had to dodge them and get a touchdown or get out of bounds. Otherwise, he would not. It would have been in trouble for the Leafs. He did the best of the 2 choices.
And we were talking about the Leafs have not trailed going into halftime, and it looks like that will stay true today.
Geneseo's going to go for 2 as the kick team came in, but they sent him back out. And now Rusk is in the pistol. Hunzacker lined up to his left for protection, and he's got Pitra open in the end zone, and Pitra comes up and makes the catch for the 2-point conversion as he dives and makes the grab up high. What a catch.
It was. He was wide open, but he led Pitra just by maybe an extra couple feet, and he had to dive for that football. It was an outstanding catch. It almost looked like it might have hit the ground when he went, but the official was right there, made a nice call.
So it's 14-8 Geneseo with the 2-point conversion. Ryan Pitra with a touchdown reception. And for Pitra, he's got 2 touchdowns tonight, 1 on the ground, 1 through the air. He has a total of, it's his 2nd receiving touchdown. So Ryan has a total of 14 touchdowns this season. He's also got a touchdown pass.
Once again, whether they make that 2-point conversion or not, that's the correct call, because the 5-point lead is not going to benefit you a great deal. The 6-point lead, now should Ottawa score, they would, and they could hold them on the 2-point conversion. They would still be in the ball game. It'd still be a tie.
So I think that's Geneseo's 2nd touchdown in the last 2 minutes. We've had so many incomplete passes and timeouts here. We'll get to scoring drive, 2 plays, 60 yards. It's a 52-yard touchdown pass from Rusk to Pitra, and Rusk to Pitra on the 2-point conversion.
And that is correct, because there was 1 minute and 48 seconds left when they recovered that kickoff just after they scored the last time.
Longest touchdown pass of the season. Ganson's kickoff is going to be fielded this time by the Pirates at the 15, brought out to the 25, the 30, and tackled at the 35, stopping the clock with 22 seconds to play in the first half. Geneseo 14, Ottawa 8.
So you put on a 22-second hold here and go into halftime and regroup with a nice little 6-point lead. I'd say that's not enough. The Leafs defense has, as we mentioned, stiffened up really well after that first drive, but it's still a very tentative lead.
I think Ottawa maybe has at least one timeout left as they line up in the gun. Their quarterback, Trent Porter, takes the snap, hands it off to Williams, darts it out to the 44-yard line, a 9-yard run with a player down for Ottawa and getting up slow.
Jacob Yarger on the tackle, I believe. Was that who that was? But he was downfield just a little bit.
And I don't know why they stopped the clock. Was there a timeout taken?
I think they're going to check the chains and make sure it wasn't a first.
Or is there a flag? I didn't.
They're marching it off against Ottawa.
They must have picked it up quickly.
It's a big one.
A hold.
Oh, no.
From the spot of the foul, they're going to mark it back, it looks like.
Well, that holding block was 5 yards downfield then. Regardless, there's 8.7 seconds left here, so this could be the last play.
Geneseo will see the football first to start the second half. Still have under 9 seconds to play. See if Ottawa just tries to get it to Williams and see if he can break one instead of trying to put it up in the air. They don't throw much. They have it from their own 30-yard line on 1st and 15. They'll give it to Williams and to the 31-yard line, and that's it on what will be the final play of the first half. I'm just looking around, make sure there's no flags again.
This is just like an old-fashioned Sterling Geneseo game. All the tossing. Yeah, it is a little chippy.
Yeah. Geneseo gets a couple of touchdowns in the last 2 minutes of the second quarter, and it's the Green Machine 14, Ottawa 8 at halftime.
This TV50 telecast is sponsored in part by Hazelwood Homes, Geneseo Dairy Queen, Eric Henderson and Greg Anderson of Country Financial, Turpins of Geneseo, Geneseo Telephone Company, Central Bank, B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, Snap Fitness, Vandemore Funeral Homes, Holland & Sons, Northside Rexall Drug, Hammond Henry Hospital, ProTech Auto Body, Village Home Stores, Liberty Village, Farmers National Bank. Please patronize these sponsors and let them know you appreciate their support of this TV50 telecast.
And we're ready to start the second half from Ottawa. Geneseo with the lead over the Pirates 14-8 as the Green Machine offense scored 2 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes of the second half. They had trailed Ottawa for a long time there in the first half, but got things back on track. And good news, Geneseo is going to get the football to start this third quarter up by 6.
Look for the Leafs to come out of halftime making a lot of changes like they do. Whenever they see something, they'll change it and get it fixed for this second half.
They will not only have the football, but they will have the wind at their backs in the third quarter. They will need to take advantage of that because they sure don't want to be in the fourth quarter down with the wind in their face. So they're going to have a good third quarter here, make sure that they take advantage of the good start that they've got right here.
171 total yards for Geneseo in that first half compared to 87 for Ottawa, and the Pirates had 82 of those 87 yards on their opening scoring drive. Since then, they've only gained 5 yards on 9 plays, so credit the Geneseo defense in the last 3 series for shutting down the Pirates. Geneseo offensively, Ryan Pitra, Joey Medina, and Cole Hunzacker have 6 carries each, and Medina leading the way with 49 yards on the ground, 64 yards passing from Greg Rusk, and a 52-yard touchdown pass to Ryan Pitra. Second half is underway. Connor Welch will field the kick at the 20. Has an 11-yard return out to the 31.
They've kicked it to Connor twice now on that kickoff, kind of not wanting to go deep on it, but nevertheless, Leafs get a start with the ball on the 31-yard line now.
We'll take that field position. That's good starting position. Leafs now, let's see what kind of offensive adjustments they've made. Maybe they're just going to hammer that ball right down the field.
Ryan Pitcher, who's got all the points tonight, 2 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion, sets up on the wing to the left. He'll go in motion to the right and take the pitch from Russ. Turn it upfield. He's at the 40, cutting it back at midfield, gets loose, down to the 40, and tripped up at the 36-yard line. That's a good way to start this third quarter with a long run from Ryan Pitra.
Leafs went within.
Also having a hard time getting up. Caught from behind, that's always a dangerous place to get caught from, but he's trying to walk it off. Sometimes it gets the old Achilles or, gets you by the heel. Ryan had to take just a little bit of a stutter step, and otherwise he'd been off to the races.
Leafs went with that unbalanced line. It kind of gave them the advantage on the right side of the field, and too many men for the Pirates to be able to get.
31-yard run from Pitra. Medina gets the ball, comes back the other way. Starting from the 38-yard line of Ottawa, takes it down to the 32. It's a 6-yard run.
They're starting to look, the Ottawa Pirates that is, they're starting to look more like a defense that gives up 30 to 48 points a game.
Pitra, who had 23 yards in the first half on the ground, now has 54 on 7 carries. Josh Beard, number 29, is going to split out wide right, line up on the right hash. 2nd down and 4. Hunsaker caught at the line of scrimmage, and his momentum takes him forward. Spotted pretty close to the 28-yard line. That's close to a first down. We'll see where they put the football down at. I'm going to say it's third and less than a yard.
Where the official was standing on the sideline, looked like it was at the 28-yard line, and they spotted it at the 29 for some reason. So it's about a foot, 3rd and about a foot.
10 minutes and 20 seconds to play in the third quarter. Geneseo with the football and the lead, up 14-8 over Ottawa. 3rd and less than a yard. Medina has the first down. Hit at the 25, bounces off, and comes to a stop at the 23.
Well, with Lane Acree out of the game, Medina decides he's going to run over people. That was just a very nice, hard-hitting run by Medina. Knocked over a couple guys and just kept on churning.
Leafs have really got to the old ground and pound. They got 2 tight end sets. Get them both on this side. We saw in the first couple of weeks a Geneseo team that really spread things out, but now going back in the second half to the old bread and butter 2 tight end set.
Averaged over 5 yards per carry in that first half, 107 yards on the ground. Counter play to Ryan Pitra to the right side. Pitra inside the 20 to the 19.
He's having a hard time getting up again. Ryan Pitra has not come out of the game, and he is not wanting to come out of the game, but now he's going out. See, he didn't want to come out of the game at all, but he's not full speed. He didn't run the ball for a couple of plays there after he got hurt going downfield, and now taking that ball, there's something in the lower portion of his body that are hurting a little bit.
Jordan Shanowski checking in for him now.
Shanowski in motion behind Hunsaker, takes the long pitch, looks for room to run to the 15, down to about the 13-yard line and near that first down marker.
Nice cut by Shanowski. He's used to playing a lot of defense and having to make those sharp cuts, and did a really nice job of finding that hole.
First down. Got to keep doing that down this field now. They've really got this drive together, starting on their own 31-yard line, putting together a nice little drive here.
Once again, we're talking about the backfield doing a nice job, but that offensive line is making a hole, getting that line surge, getting them those first few yards.
From the Ottawa 13-yard line, Medina with a crease, slips through it, inside the 10, and it brings up 2nd down. Up front for Geneseo, got Jacob Beeth at the center. The guards are Carson Krause and Zach Shefsky, and Jacob Van Dorn's the right side tackle. The left side tackle is Sam Thomas, number 77.
Pound the ground. Get that offensive line to keep giving that little crease, give them a nice little hole, and then let the back make the rest of it after they break through.
Geneseo up 14-8. 8:05 to play in the third quarter. Rusk will hand it off. A high tackle on Hunsaker.
Yeah, there's a flag coming again.
That face mask.
Boy, a head snap back. And that's going to give at least a first down, unless we completely misjudge what he's throwing that flag for. But his head definitely snapped back.
Waiting the call here. Personal foul, face mask. Penalty around the 6-yard line. And that's just going to be a 3-yard penalty.
It's not an
Well,
automatic.
it's not fair.
It's not an automatic first down.
Should be a first down.
A personal foul should be.
Yeah, automatic, yeah.
It was signaled a personal foul.
But they say it's 2nd down and short. Medina near the goal line, stopped inside the 1 and pushed back.
That's going to be a first down no matter what. And I don't know, officials seem to be just as confused as we are. 7 minutes and 53 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter, and Leafs are driving.
That'll get Grant Pritchard in the game, and up on the offensive line, Geneseo started from their own 31, opening drive of the 3rd quarter, looking to build on their 6-point lead over the Ottawa Pirates. 1st and goal from inside the 1. Getting to the outside, it's a touchdown for Geneseo. Joey Medina into the end zone. 10th caller to La Roma Pizza. Every time Geneseo scores a touchdown, win a free large 2-topping pizza. Live listeners only, 1 winner per season. Must redeem within 1 week. La Roma Pizza, 944-6171.
And the Leafs playing a little trickery there. They bring in Grant, put him on the right side, so they got an uneven side. So the Pirates shift over to that right side, and the Leafs run opposite, left side, since the Pirates made that shift.
Medina goes in untouched off the left side. Ryan Ganson's extra point. First time we've seen him kick an extra point tonight, and he makes it. It's good. It's 21-8 Geneseo.
Once again, a good decision on the Leafs' part. It's a 2-score game. And if they would stop one of the point after, they'd be in good shape. They have to stop one of the 2 if they should score two touchdowns. So the Leafs did exactly what they said they needed to do out of halftime. Took 4.5 minutes, take the ball down and score. Very methodical, typical Green Machine football.
21 straight points for Geneseo. Let's check the scoring drive. 9 plays, 69 yards, 4 minutes and 26 seconds. A 2-yard touchdown run by Joey Medina. Ryan Ganson with the extra point. Medina has his 7th touchdown rushing this season. And for Ganson, make it extra point number 32. Team's back out on the field here for this kickoff.
Just the way we wanted the Leafs to start off, though. So they had to come out hard out of the gates, right into the end zone. They put together a nice little drive there.
Ganson taking his steps back to wait for the whistle. We'll see how the special teams perform here for Geneseo. They have already recovered one of his kicks tonight, and Ganson with the win sends it deep.
Not going to recover that one. That ball is out of the end zone.
It'll be a touchback, and Ottawa will start from their own 20-yard line.
Leafs mixing it up a little bit on their kickoffs, but that one with the wind at his back, just thought they'd just set him at the 20-yard line and say that's good enough.
Opening touchdown for Ottawa tonight, but their last 3 possessions, they have had to punt the football and not come up with a first down in those 3 possessions. Geneseo holding them just at 10 yards in the last 9 plays. They'll start from the 20. Will Daniels lines up single coverage on this receiver to this near side. Williams, who had 16 carries in the first half, gets the call, and Josh Williams powers his way out to the 24.
Powers is a good way to describe that. He just stayed low and kept his lead. It looked like he was tackled about 5 times, and he just kind of kept slithering through there, picking up more yardage.
Grant Pritchard at the nose guard, Drew Himmelman and Ryan Hartsock at the tackles, with Ryan Pitra back in the lineup. He's lined up at the linebacker position to the outside left. Sweep play. Poundstone, I think, gets his first carry tonight, number 34. He was questionable coming into this one, had missed last week's game with an injury, but he runs it out to about the 28-yard line.
Yeah, Poundstone had a back injury that we knew was doubtful, didn't know exactly, but gets the call today.
Leafs had that one stuffed up, and it looked like he was trying to wiggle through. Justin Scott came through and made sure he did not put him down.
3rd down and 3. In the pistol is Trent Porter. Ball comes out, it's fumbled, and there's a pile at the 28-yard line to see who comes up with that loose ball.
Well, this is going to be one of two things. It's going to be Leaf football, or it's going to be fourth down, because he did not reach the first down.
I think it's going to be.
They're signaling fourth down, and Ottawa kept the ball.
It did look like the Leafs had it at one time, but it's obviously going to be Ottawa football, but it's going to be fourth down and about 3. Long 2 anyway.
Ottawa thought about it a couple times in that first half about going for it on 4th and short.
This is where you have to, if you're an Ottawa head coach, you got to be thinking, well, Geneseo runs the length of the football. We can't afford to give it up here. So they're going to try to. They might try the long count again, or they may just try to go for it here. Leafs cannot jump.
Leafs
of all things, they cannot jump.
Leafs to the shift.
Porter in the gun. Williams in motion. They'll give it to Williams.
Shoving him back, shoving him deep.
Stringing it out.
Oh, baby. Oh, my goodness.
Cooper Humphreys over there. We're trying to get Tyler Mackey was down low. Humphreys came up and cleaned him up. And they stop him on 4th down, and Geneseo's going to take over inside the 30-yard line.
Well, you said you don't want to hear that safety number called for a tackle, but when it's 4 yards deep in the backfield, it's okay.
We'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take that.
This Leaf defense got something going there. There was no way that he was going to get the first down. Even if the quarterback would have kept it there, you had Jacob Beath all over him up the middle.
You had the whole defensive right side just stringing that play out, and it was going nowhere from the start.
Petra, Medina, and Hunzacker in the backfield on 1st and 10 from the 26, and there's their favorite flag coming out right there. We haven't seen that in a while. False start on Geneseo. The Green Machine with 7 penalties in that first half. Some of those penalties were on the defense, but 52 yards in penalties, and this will back Geneseo up 5 yards.
Saw Drew Himmelman come set on that right side. Then they motioned him over to the left, and there was a lot of movement by the Pirates just for Himmelman. You might see the Leafs shifting around a little more just because how much movement the Pirates had to make to counter that.
Makes it 1st and 15, and there's another false start penalty on Geneseo. That was called quickly, and we'll make it 1st and 20. Ball goes back to the Ottawa 36-yard line. 5:22 to play in this third quarter. Geneseo 21, Ottawa 8.
Quite honestly, this is just a little bit baffling. It's obviously a little bit of a timing issue, but it's either something it's so close that the Leafs typically get by with, or and these officials just don't like that, or they really have their timing off.
Yeah, we haven't seen this in the first 7 weeks of the entire season.
The throw, it's Russ downfield.
Yeah, there you go.
Drew Himmelman was tripped at the 15-yard line as that pass goes incomplete, but it looks like Ottawa's going to be called for passing interference.
Drew Himmelman looked at the official that was staring right at him 4 yards away, got nothing, so he turns around and looks at the other official who threw the flag from 30 yards away. I don't know how the guy 4 yards can't see that, but the guy 30 yards down in the backfield did make the call.
The Ottawa defender is so close that when Drew turned the corner, he tripped over his feet, the Ottawa defender's feet. He's been doing a good job at playing really close to the offender.
It is passing interference against the Pirates, and so those 2 penalties called on Geneseo, they'll overcome those and pick up some penalty yards down to the 21-yard line of Ottawa.
Well, we've tried to run 3 plays, and we're still at first down, and the sticks haven't moved.
Are those guys still getting paid? Here's Rusk. His pass just off the fingertips of Ryan Petra at the 20-yard line. Makes it 2nd down and 5.
Just out the fingertips there, but heads-up play by Ryan Petra, knowing that when you're playing out there, you don't always know, is that ball behind the line of scrimmage? Where was that ball thrown? He went after that ball immediately after it was called incomplete.
Yep, that was heads up. Had he received that ball, he had pay dirt. There was just space in front of him. So it's a good play call, just didn't execute.
Petra had 3 receptions in the first half, 64 yards and a touchdown. It's Hunzacker And Cole is over the 15-yard line down to the 13. That is a Geneseo first down, and another first down run by the Geneseo fullback.
And right there, Cole Hunsaker so fast at that fullback position. He kind of threw Greg Rusk off. He couldn't get the ball out there quick enough because of how quick of a fullback he's got behind him.
5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Geneseo on the move here as they have it at the Ottawa 13, and an official's timeout. Check some equipment for Ottawa, and we're back ready to go. Wind the clock. Geneseo's going to shift to the right side and run that way with Petra taking the toss. Ryan weaving his way through defenders and stopped at about the 9.
They're having to cut these babies inside because that defensive end again is pinching that thing in, but it's getting wider and wider, and they're picking up that 5 yards. You're getting that seam just inside the defensive end, picking up 5 yards at a play. Can't get out around him to pick up the big gainer, but you got to take that 4 or 5 yards at a time when you get down this territory.
Geneseo's going to break the huddle. They're looking at a 2nd down and 6 from the 9-yard line. Medina on the wing to the right. And comes in motion. They'll give it to the fullback. A hard hit there up high on Cole Hunsaker, who hangs on to the ball. Gets a short run out of it, about 2 yards. And Geneseo has a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Got stood up right away, and that's when you become vulnerable, and that's Pirate took advantage of it, come flying in from the linebacker position.
Leafs in position here again, where if they don't pick up this first down at 3rd and 3, they may have to make a decision. That 3-point difference could make a big difference on the scoreboard if they choose a field goal. Let's just get the first down. We don't have to worry about that decision.
Or we can get a touchdown right here too if we want. 3rd and 3. Sweeping it is Joey Medina, trying to get to the outside. Stiff arms the defender, gets into the end zone. It is a Green Machine touchdown.
That takes all the fun out of it when you just get a touchdown. You have to think about it.
Let's give away a pizza. 10th caller, La Roma Pizza. Win a free large 2-topping pizza. Live listeners only. 1 winner per season. Must redeem within 1 week. La Roma Pizza 944-6171.
This is a little bit more like the game we expected. And the score we maybe expected. Thought maybe this might be a halftime score, but we'll take it.
Extra point pending from Ryan Ganson. His kick is right down the middle. It's good. 28-8. Geneseo with a 20-point lead in the third quarter.
Yeah, we knew the Leafs were going to get things going in that halftime. I'm sure they heard what they need to work on and what they need to get going with. So coming out the gates early, they got 2 scores here still in the third quarter.
Just when you go back to think that after the first 22 minutes of the ball game, the score was 8-0 Ottawa. Leafs didn't score until about 1 minute and 50 seconds left to go in the whole first half, and now it's 28-8.
4th consecutive drive that Geneseo has ended with a touchdown. This was a short field, 26 yards, 5 plays, 2 minutes and 3 seconds. A 6-yard touchdown run by Joey Medina. Ryan Ganson with the extra point. It's 28-8. Medina has a 2nd touchdown tonight, his 8th of the season.
Slightly over a quarter, less than a quarter of play that they've scored these 28 points. About 11 and a half minutes, 10 and a half minutes. I can't do the math. About 10 and a half minutes, am I right?
Yeah. We'll go with that.
That's good production, 28 points in 10 and a half minutes.
And the Geneseo defense has completely shut down the Ottawa offense here. To restart the game, Ryan Ganson sends a kick that bounces into the end zone, and Ottawa will have a touchback and take over at the 20-yard line.
Nice to have that wind at your back when you got that threat. A kicker like Ryan who's able to put it into the end zone. It makes life a lot simpler for that kickoff team.
Ryan does put the leg whip in there. He's just not that big of a guy, but he spanks that football a long way.
Quinn Singbush, Devin Haxby, Jordan Shanowski, and Tyler Mackey back in the Geneseo secondary. Up front, it's Pritchard, Himmelman, and Hartsock. The linebackers are Scott, Beath, and Pitra. Out of the gun. Hand off to their tailback, Williams. 2-yard run out to the 22.
Shoved him into the dirt just a little bit quicker that time. He was trying to get down in that low driving position, but they shoved him down quick.
The Leafs like now, they've done it a couple series here in a row, putting Devin Haxey back at kind of another safety. So you got 2 deep safeties, and it takes kind of a little bit of the pass threat pressure off Cooper Humphreys and Ryan Pitra again, and it's really stopped the Ottawa Pirates offense.
2nd down and 8. They'll throw the football. Porter, his pass is deflected by Pitra. Pitra wasn't more than, a couple yards from the quarterback when he got his hands up and knocked that down.
All in his face. You almost thought Pitra could have, if he would have brought his arms with too, it could have caught it in his stomach right there.
Drew Himmelman thought he was going to catch it. He was going right through that offensive tackle trying to get to the football. He got it on first bounce is all. Good to see Pitcher back in the ball game after exiting after getting hit a couple times offensively.
2 minutes and 38 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. Geneseo's ran off 28 straight points, and they lead it 28-8 over the Ottawa Pirates, trying to close out this game and win a conference championship. Double reverse as they do a double handoff. Gets a few yards out of it, but not much.
This is right about where the Pirates went for on 4th down on the last possession and were stymied. And they are going to punt this time. At least they're going to go into punt formation. You might want to suggest that they stay home and make sure he does release the ball before they release.
Yep, looks like the Leafs' normal defense is going to stay out there, not bring in the punt return team. And looks like they're not even going to put anyone deep.
That's not a bad idea. Just let the ball land where it is and make sure that he punts the football. Can't afford to give up a fake right here. Could be a short snap, could be all kinds of different things too. It's not.
Snap is floated back. Kick going out, nobody back again for Geneseo, and it's going to go and roll towards the 46-yard line of Geneseo. That's where we'll see the Green Machine offense.
The Leafs just held their position. Nobody tried to rush the punt. Nobody got back. And that's a good thing to do. Just make sure that there's no chance that they pull a fake and get first down.
It was kind of different to see as both players for both teams just literally stood up and stood there waiting for the ball to be kicked off. Waiting for that fake were the Leafs.
So he was in a flinch first on that. Josh Beard splitting out to the right side. Himmelman's in the lineup at the tight end position to the left. They'll run to the left with Medina. Medina has room to run down the sideline, the 40 to the 30, and pushed out of bounds. Not much room between the sideline and this track, and Medina able to stay in the grass.
He went down, I think, just so he landed on the grass and not get to the track and stumble there. That would not be a fun place to fall.
Give credit right there. Cole Hunsaker coming off the edge, lays a great block to give Medina that huge hole that he had.
19-yard run for Joey Medina as he starts to pile up some yards here in this game.
Once again, that tackle just getting hooked in. The defensive end just getting kicked out, and there's nobody filling that hole.
Football on the left hash at the Ottawa 33 or at the 28-yard line.
Sam Thomas moving to the right. Uh-oh. Got illegal formation again. He's like you said, we only got 3, and one of them must be illegal.
Let's check the call here on the field.
Yeah. I think what it's going to be called is that Grant got down into a position and then rotated, or not Grant, I'm sorry, Sam Thomas got down into a stance and then rotated over to the right side, which would be an illegal formation.
So they'll put the football back to the 33-yard line. The scoreboard said the ball's on the 38.
He's a sophomore. He's got lots to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't break your back on this occasion, but you got to learn it.
Handoff Hunsaker to the right side. Cuts it back to about the 25. Gets those penalty yards back and sets up Geneseo on a 2nd down and 8. 7-yard run by Hunsaker.
Yep. And they're going to have a new fullback in there because Hunsaker just lost his helmet. Leafs got to come up with a new fullback.
We'll see who gets to come in at that position.
Looks like Cooper Humphreys making an appearance in the backfield.
I'm okay with
that. Not directly behind Rusk, but offset to the left. They'll run to the left with Medina.
That one isn't going to develop well.
Able to string that out, the Ottawa defense, and stop Medina around the 26-yard line. Sets up a 3rd down and about 7. Geneseo up 28-8, 39 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter.
Once again, that penalty sets them back a little bit. It's always harder to get 15 yards than it is 10. But it's still 3rd and doable.
Hunzacker back in this time. Offset to the right. Shanowski in motion, takes a long pitch from Rusk. Looking for room to run off that right side and be short of the 1st down. As he's close to the 20-yard line, they might spot it at the 20. And that could end up being the last play of this quarter as the clock is down to 25 seconds and running.
This is either going to be 4th and 2 or a 32-yard field goal again. And the wind is at their back this time. Missed a field goal about this distance in the first half, but the wind was in their face.
Under 10 seconds to play. I think Geneseo's just let this run out.
They must be going to go for it, because if they wanted to kick a field goal, they would do it before they switch fields.
For sure.
Green Machine with a couple of touchdowns in this 3rd quarter. And at the end of 3, it's Geneseo 28, Ottawa 8.
This TV50 telecast is sponsored in part by Hazelwood Homes, Geneseo Dairy Queen, Eric Henderson and Greg Anderson of Country Financial, Turpins of Geneseo, Geneseo Telephone Company, Central Bank, B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, Snap Fitness, Vandemore Funeral Homes, Holland & Sons, Northside Rexall Drug, Hammond Henry Hospital, ProTech Auto Body, Village Home Stores, Liberty Village, Farmers National Bank. Please patronize these sponsors and let them know you appreciate their support of this TV50 telecast.
4th quarter from Ottawa, Geneseo 28, the Ottawa Pirates 8. With Geneseo looking at a 4th and 3 from the Ottawa 21-yard line when we resume play. With Zach Mackey and Bob Pettit, I'm Lauren Lemke.
That was the 3rd quarter that the Leafs kind of took control of, able to get 2 scores in that quarter. They were able to take control and now driving here to start off the 4th.
Green Machine coming up to the line of scrimmage. Hunzacker and Shanowski in the backfield behind Rusk. He'll hand it off to Hunzacker. 1st down. Stop just short of the 15-yard line. They'll move the chains, and Geneseo will get a fresh set of downs. Player down for Ottawa, and that'll stop the clock.
Right in the middle, looks like it might be the nose guard or something for the Pirates down on the ground.
He's not holding anything in particular.
Just laying there still.
Yeah, which is kind of what you're supposed to do if you think you might be hurt. Once again, the Leafs convert for the 1st down on 4th down. Kind of a gutsy call, but with a lead like this, it isn't as dangerous. Had the option of going for a field goal just before the quarter ended with the wind at their back. Chose to go for the 1st down and got it.
First play of this 4th quarter. And injury timeout, 11:55 to play in the game. Geneseo up 28-8, and they'll have a 1st down when we resume play. But right now, the attention is on the Ottawa player down for this injury timeout. Geneseo has not been stopped by the Ottawa defense. Their last 4 possessions have resulted in touchdowns. And for the Geneseo defense, Ottawa has not had a 1st down since their opening touchdown drive. So 5 consecutive series for Ottawa without a 1st down.
Yeah, and the Geneseo offense needed that. They struggled early on in the 1st quarter, having to punt quite a few times to Ottawa, having to go back to them, not able to get anything going really in the first couple of minutes of the 1st quarter. So it's nice to see finally this old Geneseo team back driving on the Pirates.
We got some up-to-date stats here. Rushing the football tonight for Geneseo, Joey Medina leads the way, 14 carries, 101 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Cole Hunzacker from that fullback position, 12 attempts, 63 yards, and Ryan Pitcher has 9 attempts for 63 yards as well and a touchdown. So moving the football on the ground between the 3 backs again for Geneseo.
Ryan Pitcher also picking up some nice yardage in the air on those short passes and picking up a lot of yardage after the catch. Looking good tonight.
And that player is getting a lot of attention out there. Hopefully
he is not
too serious.
They have not moved him at all. They're still asking him questions, but he is on his face down, and they have not moved him at all. So they're still asking all the appropriate questions to see what kind of injury he does have.
Again, we didn't really see the number of the player that's down for Ottawa, so we don't know who that is for sure.
There's a number in the 70s, I believe. Not sure exactly the last number.
It's just amazing how long it took to get an ambulance. You know, most stadiums have an ambulance sitting right there at the gate, and it just took taking a long time to get here.
Number 77, Tyler Simmon, is the injured Pirate, just a junior.
And Geneseo on that play, looks like they just ran Hunzacker up the middle, so one of those quick hitting plays, and those things happen so fast we really didn't see what happened to this Ottawa player.
They have him strapped to the board, and they're attaching him to the gurney. I would say, you know, since you've already driven the ambulance out there, why is it 10 yards away still?
Just
I know.
Back up to him. Come on, driver.
Yeah, I don't think you want to move him any more than you have to.
Yeah, they're going to wheel him over there.
Not a good situation. Still have the helmet on and everything. Haven't moved anything.
I think he gave the thumbs up, though, didn't he?
He was face down. He's laying on his back, of course. So they did roll him over to get him on the board. It looked like a hand came up, and I didn't know if it was a thumbs up or if it was a wave. But hopefully...
and now you're getting into one of those situations where you see the Leafs running a little bit, getting back warmed up, because, again, that was a good 10, maybe 15-minute break, and got to get these players, still got to get back warmed up, back into playing condition now.
Yeah, it really... kind of stifled any momentum and anything that was going on. Everybody's got to kind of get back in it now. The Ottawa has to get back into it physically and mentally. The Leafs have to get back, physically, of course, and try to get the momentum back. But Ottawa, they're watching one of their teammates go off in an ambulance. That's hard to recover from real quick.
So we were just kind of waiting for the ambulance to go off the field, and they still have the four-wheeler out there as well. And we're getting close to getting back to football here after the injury timeout.
I remember a day when we had a doubleheader and our pitcher got a line drive in the forehead in the first game, carted her off to the hospital in an ambulance, and even though we got word back from the hospital she's okay, nobody wanted to play that second game, and we lost horribly. You just could not get your mind into it, and that may be part of the factor. They'll try to rally around and play for the guy, play this one for their teammate, but it's really hard to do. You get very distracted when one of your teammates is carted off.
So Ottawa is also warming up here on their sideline. Geneseo is out on the field. They want to line up and get started as soon as they can. And we're just waiting for the ambulance to leave the gate area. It's going over the track right now. And we should be back for football here in just a moment. Again, Geneseo's going to have it 1st and 10 from the Ottawa 16-yard line. 28-8 is the score. In this fourth quarter, first play into it, 11:55 to go in the game.
Leafs came out in that first quarter a little jumpy, a little laid back as they let Ottawa march down the field, score first. But now, ever since about 2 minutes in that second quarter, they've turned it on, scoring, as we said, 28 points in about 10.5 minutes.
DeKalb up 20-7 over Yorkville midway through the third.
So a 13-point lead for the Barbs. Yeah, that's for first place on the East Division. Geneseo a quarter away from being conference champs for the second year in a row. Medina takes the handoff off the left side. Medina down to about the 11-yard line. Second down and 6 coming up for the Green Machine. And Geneseo scored on 4 straight drives. Medina has the last 2 touchdowns, both third quarter touchdown runs. Well over 100 yards tonight for number 44. Hunzacker up the middle to the 5 and wrapped up and brought down at the 2.
Hunzacker does a great job at being that fullback, but he almost acts as if a tailback or more of a tailback than even that fullback because of the way he's able to juke you around, move around. He's very light on his feet as a fullback.
Runs low to the ground as opposed to, Lane Acre. He kind of runs upright and he just runs over people. Hunzacker gets down there more like a Medina type, and he just runs low to the ground and just kind of wiggles his way through there.
First and goal, Geneseo, full tee here from about the 2. Hunzacker, second effort, but can't get much out of that. And it'll be third and goal from the 2.
Ottawa player had him by the leg, and he was trying to drive with one leg. It's hard to do that way. Can't keep them both going when one is attached to the arms of an Ottawa player.
Got to be a little distracting for this Ottawa defense, too. Over in the corner of your eye, you see the ambulance is still there with all those flashing lights. A little distracting in the corner of your eye.
You have to try to make it motivate you in some way, but it's still very difficult.
Second and goal from the 2. Hunzacker's going to try the left side, and he's in for the touchdown. Geneseo goes up 34-8 on a Cole Hunzacker 2-yard touchdown run. 10th caller to La Roma Pizza. You win a free large 2-topping pizza. Live listeners only, 1 winner per season and must redeem within 1 week. La Roma Pizza, 944-6171.
Great job, just able to sustain a drive and put things through after that long 10, 15-minute break, able to just keep going, not stopping from where they left off.
Ryan Ganson's going to kick this extra point into the wind, and it is good. 35-8, Geneseo with 10:01 to play in the game.
Much more like the score we expected, but boy, that first quarter and a half were very difficult. It was kind of amazing. It just didn't look like a team that would give up 35 points and only have 2 victories. But now the Leafs have really gained control of this football game.
Yeah, Geneseo didn't actually have the lead in this game until about 27 seconds left in the first half.
Yeah, we were thinking that it was going to be the first time the Leafs were going into halftime without the lead, but just as we thought that, they were able to sustain a drive and get it in there real quick.
2-yard touchdown run for Cole Hunzacker. That's his second touchdown this season. Gives Geneseo a lead of 35-8. Ryan Ganson had the extra point. It was a 9-play, 54-yard scoring drive. Took 3 minutes and 41 seconds. Started back at the 46-yard line.
Larry Gillespie is on the internet giving us all kinds of scores here. Mendota loses to Oregon 21-17. Talking about some of the teams that have an opportunity to be in 4A playoffs. Mendota loses.
I think that's Mendota goes to 5-3 as a short kick by Ganson, fielded at the 25. And a burst out to about the 38-yard line, so that's where Ottawa will start. Geneseo's done a great job against the Ottawa offense here. They're still looking for their first down since that opening drive.
Geneseo defenses came to play, as you said, after that first drive. Again, a team like Geneseo that is 7-0 right now, looking for that 8th win. You want to see when playoff time comes around to be able to sustain a great defense for all 4 corners the entire game.
Williams gets the handoff, the tailback for Ottawa. He's over the 40-yard line to about the 41.
Still got a lot of the key players in there, but they're mixing a few of them in there. Hunziker in defensively. Couple new jerseys in there. We got Sam Welch playing one of those outside linebacker spots. Try to catch you up on some of these numbers.
Good time to start pulling these starters out, up by 27 points. Porter, the quarterback, is caught by Yarger at the 40-yard line and no gain on the play. Alex Disher's in at safety. Hunzaker's going to come in at a middle linebacker position.
A lot of these guys that go both ways are definitely out by this point, it appears.
The whole time that was going on with the injury and the Leafs running the football, Porter was down there throwing the football, warming up like he was going to heave that ball downfield, and they still try to run the football.
Good time to throw it now on 3rd and long. They need 7. Handoff to Poundstone, and he gets pounded at the line of scrimmage.
Speaking of Poundstone, yes.
Justin Scott with the tackle.
Justin Scott in there. Cooper, is that Cooper Humphreys, or is that 2 or 12? No, that's Tyler Mackey over on the far side. No. Who am I seeing over on the far side?
Levi Warren, I think. 25?
Yeah, it is, 25.
Every time Justin Scott comes up with the tackle, it seems like it's always a big play, always flying in there. Just a guy that goes 100% all the time.
He flies to the ball, and when he tackles, there's a collision.
8 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the game. Geneseo up 35-8 over Ottawa. The Pirates with the ball from their own 41, and they'll go for it on 4th and 6.
Got nothing else to do but try to get it on 4th and 6.
Counter play, Williams to the 45, has a first down to Geneseo 45, and is stopped at the 43. Nifty little play there by Ottawa.
Quinn Singbush and Alex Disher. Singbush wrapped him on the legs and didn't let go. Otherwise, he was trying to get more, but big 4th down play. If the Leafs could have got a stop there, I think they'd have seen a lot of new uniforms on offense.
Looks like that second offensive group is over with Coach Johnson Sr. now, talking things over and getting ready. It looks like we'll see them if the Leafs offense comes back onto the field.
3 down linemen for Geneseo on this 1st and 10 play to pass the football. Porter, flush from the pocket, throws down the middle, and it's intercepted at the 20-yard line.
Alex Disher.
Oh, it's Disher.
Number 16, Alex Disher with the interception, his first of the season.
Kind of thrown up there to just about anyone. There was 1 Pirate and about 3 Maple Leafs in the area. Fantastic play by Alex Disher coming across, not afraid to go up after that.
Great defensive coverage and good pressure on the quarterback by the offensive line. Causes the turnover. And now we do have that second offensive unit in there. Got a lot of fresh jerseys. If I could only see them, I'd say some names. Parker Salisbury.
Yep, we see him, 71.
Somebody else turn your back to us.
August Stamps in, number 88. He's going to come out here wide to the right-hand side, near side of the field. And Will Daniels is the new quarterback. He'll hand it off to Quinn Singbush.
Singbush avoids 1 tackle. Would have been for a loss. Picked up just a couple.
Paul Kastorf is in there, number 51. Levi Warren, who made a tackle a moment ago.
Adam Smith on the end.
Connor Welch was in the backfield, number 41. Got Ben Rowley coming in, number 84. He'll line up at a tight end position. Geneseo up 35-8.
I think that was Haxby that just checked out.
6:45 to play in the game. Fullback Warren off the left side has a nice run out to about the 30-yard line, setting up a 3rd and 3.
So important to get this time, and they're really going to get it to be able to put quite a drive together with 7 minutes left when they started this drive. But so important because we do see injuries throughout the playoffs and throughout crucial times where these guys are going to be called upon to step up, and the more experience they have, the more they can bring in whenever they are asked to step up.
And last year at this time, Zach Shefsky and Carson Krause and Jacob Beath were in those positions right now, learning their trade so that they can be on that front line unit this year.
83, Adam Smith's in the game. They pitch it to Connor Welch to the left side. Welch turns it upfield, has a first down for Geneseo, stopped at the 34. Number 59, Hunter Hinton's in there. So was number 31, Gunnar Gaines.
Among the others that were playing on this squad last year, Joey Medina and Greg Rusk. So a lot of these guys, that's how you learn. You got to get some minutes in there, and then next year maybe it's your turn.
And especially whenever you're moving the ball like this against the Pirates' first-team defense, still getting that good look.
First down play. Geneseo runs it inside. Welch comes up and has it over the 40 to the 41, a 6-yard run. Or was that Singbush? That might have been Singbush on the carry.
It was one of the guys with the black Under Armour on.
Pretty crazy.
Which narrows it down to about 8 of them.
I think our mic there even picked up Coach Johnson on the opposite side of the field, just saying, guys, play fast.
Down to 5 minutes to play in the game, 35-8 Geneseo. And they'll give it to the fullback.
He's going to get a first down again.
Stopped at the Geneseo 45. And that's Levi Warren who carried the ball.
What a drive these guys are putting together. Like you said, this is where a lot of these starters from this year got a lot of their experience. And luckily last year there was a lot of opportunity for these guys to get in as we were able to put up big numbers. But again, anytime you can get these guys some experience, it's always the better.
Logan Swartzendruber is in for Geneseo, number 57 on that offensive line on 1st and 10. They'll toss it back. With room to run, Quinn Singbush out to the Ottawa 46-yard line, 8-yard run for number 27.
And they're not only moving the football, I mean, they're picking up big chunks of yardage. That was a solo tackle again. And if that guy doesn't make the tackle, Singbush is off to the races. They are so close to breaking the big one. Good for you, offensive unit, coming in and making it happen.
Lee Penaflor, senior, number 28, has the play call. He brings it up to Will Daniels, and Geneseo breaks the huddle. Penaflor on the end to the left. They'll run it that way with Connor Welch. Takes the toss. And back to about the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
They're going to give him a foot, so we got to make sure we give him a little credit on that one. He was actually caught in the backfield about 2 yards deep and did a nice job of getting back to the line of scrimmage and picking up that foot.
Especially when it looked like there was some confusion on the left side about who got who exactly.
3:30 to play in the game. I think we saw a helicopter go over top of the stadium here. So.
And the pile moves forward.
Yeah, first down run for Geneseo.
Moves forward about 5 yards, but if you can tell who was in that pile, it was a herd. Looked like a scrum.
Willis knows. I think it was Levi Warren, wasn't it? He's getting some tough yards up the middle.
There was a lot of offensive linemen and a running back with the football. Picked up some nice yardage, about 5.
But a 4-minute drive now, just bringing it down the field. It'd be nice to be paid off in the long run, but nevertheless, getting some experience.
Second back gets the handoff to the 39 of Ottawa.
Keeping the Leaf defense off the field, too. 2 minutes and 49 seconds and the clock ticking away in the ball game. Leafs driving the football and running the clock.
Antonio Tumbarello, number 22, with that last carry for 2 yards. 2:35 to play in the game. Geneseo 35, Ottawa 8.
C.J. Majorkirth was in on that, just checked out. Shuffling guys in and out faster than we can read their numbers.
Geneseo comes up to the line of scrimmage from the Ottawa 39. It's Levi Warren to the 30. Warren to the 25, the 20, down to the 10, the 5.
Oh, you're going to call him out of bounds.
Oh,
we have one
ref
signal.
saying
One says touchdown. The line's judge.
It's going to be ruled a touchdown.
It's going to be a touchdown. 10th caller, La Roma Pizza. Every time Geneseo scores a touchdown, you win a free large 2-topping pizza. Live listeners only. 1 winner per season. Must redeem within one week. La Roma Pizza, 944-6171.
That 41 looks a lot nicer up there on the scoreboard.
The far side official ran down the field, looked like he was going to set his foot on about the 1 yard line, and the other judge called it a touchdown, and they just went with it.
Extra point kick by Ryan Ganson is good, and the score goes to 42-8 Geneseo with 2:11 to play in the game.
Hard to believe this was an 8-0 game with less than 2 minutes left to go in the first half in favor of Ottawa.
Touchdown scored by number 25, Levi Warren. We'll get the scoring drive, second team offense coming in. 10 plays, 78 yards, 5 minutes and 10 seconds. 39-yard touchdown run by Levi Warren, his first touchdown this season. And 42-8 is the score.
You want to look at you can always look at this positively, thinking that the Leafs were able to put up that many points in a shorter amount of time. The other side of it is you want to see this Leafs offense, like you saw right here, right away in the first quarter, against whenever you get a big-time game looking into the future, into a playoff berth.
Well, Ottawa did come out fired up. You know, they had that outside chance of winning the conference and maybe even an outside chance of making the playoffs, and they gave their best shot to Geneseo through the first, 15, 16 minutes tonight. But Geneseo just showing that they're the better football team here in the last 3 quarters. 2 minutes, 11 seconds to play in the game, and Ryan Ganson has the ball on the tee. He'll send this one down. And kicking into the wind. And hit kind of went up the side of his foot and onto the track on the far side. And Lane Akery's going to go pick that ball up.
Seemed like as if he might have hit that tee, too, whenever he was swinging through with it.
So it'll go out of bounds, and I think Ottawa can take the ball where it went out of bounds, because it's spotted about the 40-yard line or so.
Well, that was not a shining moment for Ryan Ganson. Of all the great things he's done this year, that was a good time to have it happen.
Yeah.
No consequence today.
.211, you'd like to see the Leafs come up with a stop here and be able to get into a victory formation.
First down play. They got their starting running back, Williams, in the game. And he has a 9-yard run out to about midfield.
Which amazes me. It's one of those reasons that the Leafs are able to build success year after year after year, is they get guys experience whenever they are in the junior or sophomores. And when you keep your starters in the whole time, it doesn't do much for you when you're down 42-8.
Probably just looking to give him some more stats here tonight. He's had a lot of yards in that first drive when Ottawa got on the board. He's kind of had a quiet second half. Direct snap to Porter, and he's taken down for a loss. Try to get the number there. I think it's 19, wasn't it?
Sam Welch.
Sam Welch. Down to 1:15 to play in the game. 3rd and 2. Coming up for the Ottawa Pirates from their own 48-yard line.
Just in case, it might have been 15. It might have been Major Kurth. Is he on the other side?
Yeah, I think it was Major Kurth. First down run for Ottawa. Not by much, though.
No, and the herd was moving, and it moved backwards towards the end. Hunter Hinton pushing that. I could see him on the outside just driving like crazy, pushing that pile back, as was a lot of the other Leafs in there right now.
One thing the Leafs do so well is if that whistle isn't blown, everyone goes towards the ball and got that last big push.
Lee Penafore in the ball game. Got to get these guys. If you're watching the replays, guys, just turn your numbers at our direction. You get your name called.
Williams will take the carry for Ottawa and get it past the 45 down to about the 43. 20 seconds to play, and that might be the last carry of the game unless Ottawa wants to run a quick play here from the Geneseo 43-yard line.
And some finals real quick. DeKalb 26, Yorkville 14. So a 12-point victory over there for DeKalb, and 14-2 Richwoods over Alleman. May have some playoff implications.
Just get the playoff to Williams, and Welch makes the tackle along with Major Kurth, and that will end the game. Geneseo wins the Northern Illinois Big 12 West Division Conference this year. Second year in a row they've done that, so congratulations to Coach Larry Johnson and his football team with the win tonight. 42-8 is the final score over Ottawa. Geneseo 8-0.
How about it? Conference champs the last 2 years. Leafs look to just keep building on their success right now. 8-0. They got that number one. A lot of people are calling him the number one seed, but when you talk to Coach Johnson, I know what he'll say. You just look ahead to that next game and just got to keep going. Not look too far ahead whatsoever.
Got a big game coming up next week with DeKalb.
You don't want to belittle that conference championship, because that's a big deal. That's one of your goals in the year, and that's done. But that's behind you now. You move forward to DeKalb, trying to, the Leafs have been progressing each week, playing some good ball teams and some good ball players, and that's what they need to have going into the playoffs. And so it's a great time from that standpoint to schedule DeKalb. It's going to be a great game. DeKalb, once again, coming off of a 26-14 win over Yorkville. Yorkville is a good ball club, so it should be a good matchup.
Two undefeated teams.
Should be exciting.
Next Friday here on TV 50. Looking forward to bringing you that game. So we'll get the final numbers here on the stats of the game. Geneseo 42-8 final. Got down early 8-0 to the Ottawa Pirates, but put together scoring, I think 6 straight scoring drives for their 42 points. Ryan Pitcher with a couple touchdowns tonight. Joey Medina had a pair of touchdowns. 2 touchdowns from the fullbacks, Cole Hunzacker and Levi Warren. 23 first downs for Geneseo tonight, 332 yards on the ground on 51 carries, 64 yards through the air, almost 400 yards compared to 136 for Ottawa, who just had 7 first downs tonight, 136 yards rushing for the Pirates. Geneseo with 27 minutes possession time, and Ottawa with nearly 21 minutes. Individually for Geneseo, Joey Medina, 105 yards rushing on 15 attempts. Cole Hunzacker, 15 attempts, 75 yards. Ryan Pitcher with 63 yards rushing, 54 from Levi Warren, 17 from Quinn Singbush. Jordan Shanowski had 11 yards rushing. Greg Russ with 64 yards passing, and Ryan Pitcher caught 3 passes for 64 yards. For Zach Mackey and Bob Pettit, I'm Lauren Lemke. We also like to thank Ron Hartman and Geneseo Communications for providing ITV 50's internet streaming. Kim Kennett back at the WGRG FM studio, our statistician Willis Andel, and our technical coordinator Keith Kennett. We'll catch up with you next week at DeKalb. Geneseo wins this one tonight 42-8 over Ottawa, and they are 8-0 on the season. Good night.